Yo, what's up, y'all? Okay, here's the situation here. I owe y'all the vlog yesterday, but because I was busy, I was actually busy yesterday. I was over at my grandma's. She had a little barbecue going on, so why not? I mean, come on, that's my grandma. Hello? Of course I'm gonna be over there. Gonna eat a hell of a lot of food. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with the rest of the family that shows up over there. Y'all know the drill. But I did have fun. I did. I did. And some of my family got a chance to see Logan after it's been almost 3 months since the movie came out. Yeah, it's been almost 3 months. So, yeah, they got a chance to see it. They enjoyed it. That was actually my third time seeing the movie since it came out. But yeah, or I guess you could say my fourth. But I just wanted to throw that out there. Just wanted to let you guys know, keep y'all updated on that. So thanks for being patient for all of y'all who's been supporting me so far. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that. And be sure to click the bell to get notified on every video that I post up. And be sure to check the description box below for all the links to my social media that I use. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And I'm hoping to gain more people to take a look at this channel, see what I'm about. I'm hoping for more. I am hoping for more, y'all. Spread the word, people. Spread the word. Let them know about me. No, I was just having a little fun with that. But let people know, though. Okay, so getting into this video today. Well, once this joint gets posted, the title speaks for itself. I'm just going to get into all the topics that I'm going to get into today. Even though it was meant for yesterday. So, the first thing that I definitely want to get into, two actually, it involves music. The first topic that goes along the lines of all that is an ear for music and trying to copy someone else's. Now, what I mean by that is to have an ear for music is to have a creative brain, is to have a creative mindset that when you put your mind to it and you start to have those ideas in your head as they start to form and they start to take shape, and that you get a clear idea as to what you want to say, how you want to say it, and that you're willing to risk it too, especially when it comes to a touchy subject matter that you want to speak on, that you want to say something on that matter, you know? Having an ear for music, it also goes with lyricism as well, but I'm going to get to that in a second. Having an ear for music is to have a creative mindset at all times. To have an ear for music is to say that you can come up with original material that you don't sound like everyone else's. That you're not going to be like everybody else. It's not going to be like that because you can't be them. You can only be you. And that's the best person you can be. It's yourself. Even with your flaws, you got to deal with it the best way you can. Don't let it be a destructive thing. Let it be a constructive thing. So that way, your mind and your heart is in a good place. So that when you go out into the world, you have a chance to make something useful out of it. Something that says, wow, you did that. You set your life on course for how you wanted to live it, how you wanted to express yourself. If that's the case, You set. You good to go. And for that to go up against something that's unoriginal, that's not creative, that is something that we've heard before, it's like you can't shake the feeling that this is all we're gonna get now. Everybody trying to sound like everybody else. It's like you can't get with that. I can't get with that. You know? But like I said before, every now and then, if I'm in the mood for it, especially if it's a celebratory thing, then it doesn't matter to me at that point. I'm just having fun. That's pretty much it. I'm just having fun. Even for songs that I'm familiar with as far as that kind of music goes, that's just me having fun. That's it. That's all it is. It's just me having fun. Outside of that, it's not an everyday thing for me. It's not. Because that's how it feels like to me. It's unoriginal. I can't get with that. I can't listen to that every day. I can't. I can't. But getting into the second topic, it also gets into the lyricism. Since we're on the subject, and while we're on the subject, lyricism pretty much applies to what I was just talking about. How original content versus unoriginal content is like that has been the battle for ages, and these days it's very rare to have meaningful music out here right now. As much as I talk about that, you're gonna keep hearing it from me because that's how passionate I am about it. I want to see and hear a change happening with this. You know, I just don't like the idea of the live fast, die young lifestyle with the kind of music that we got going on right now. I like I said before, I'd rather for us to slow down and look at life the way we see it and how we're going to make use of what we got. Make something good out of it. Simple. And lyricism, it applies to that. It applies to that. Since we're still on the subject of music, it applies to that. It really does. Because when we hear what we hear right now, it's basically the same flow, the same content, but used in the worst way possible. All because it's just to follow a trend. Does everybody have to fall in line with that? Not everybody got to fall in line with that. There are artists out there who got their own thing and they stick to it, and those are the artists that I respect the hell out of. They don't have to always fall in line with what everyone else is doing, even for the newcomers that show up. They just come in with the same thing. And it gets annoying after a while. It's like, damn, can you do something different? Is this the best we can do now? But like I said, with lyricism, if you're able to take these kinds of subject matters that we hear in music today, but turn it into stories, if you can do that, and you can bring on the similes, the metaphors, the synonyms, and you turn it into something useful, turn it into something that actually has purpose towards it. It has meaning behind it, that there's a way for you to actually see yourself become the better person, that you don't have to worry about the fact that even when you make mistakes, even when you got your flaws, at the end of the day, you're trying to do good by the people around you and for yourself, for your life. Lyricism has that effect on me when it's used in that way, to have meaning. That's the reason why I'm trying to get into music, for those reasons. That's the reason why I'm doing it. That's the reason why I'm trying to do it right now. That's the reason why y'all see me, you know, how I write the way I write and how passionate I am about this stuff. It means a lot to me that I want more of that these days. It really does. It matters. That's why I only listen to music that matters to me. Because I feel like it speaks to me. It speaks on my life. But then I also get to see their sides of the story, especially for all the danger, all the craziness that goes down with it too. Even though I haven't been a part of that, I get it. I feel the impact with that. I understand them. That's all I need out of that. Clarity. Explanation. Something that tells me, yes, I got you. That's it. That's all I ever want out of that. Now, getting into the other three topics, well, it's basically speaking on everything pop culture. We all know this by now. One of those things is involving YouTube itself. The idea behind beginner YouTubers and big YouTubers. Now, for those of you who is just starting out, like myself, for those of you who's just starting out and trying to make them numbers grow, trying to keep those numbers up, the only way you're going to get that is by the content that you post up on the channel. So for any beginner out there, slowly but surely, you're going to grow in numbers. The numbers are going to be there. The point of the matter is the content that you put up on your channel. That's the main situation you got to deal with. What's the content you're putting up there for people to actually bring the traffic to your channel? Simple. And I'm one of these people who's just starting out. And yes, it's a slow burn right now, but at least I'm continuing to make these videos as they come along, because it's best for me to keep going instead of worrying about the numbers too much. Because if I do that, then what's my purpose of doing this thing? There's got to be a reason for me to do what I'm doing right now, and I've been doing it so far. Whether I have high numbers or low numbers, it doesn't matter to me. What matters is that I'm sending a message to everybody out there, especially for those who are struggling out there, that when you watch these videos, I'm looking out for y'all. When y'all watch these videos, I'm looking out for y'all, and I'm not trying to leave y'all hanging like that. I'm trying to speak for those people who's trying to do better for themselves, for their lives, for the people around them. I'm speaking for those people. I'm speaking for those. But this also applies to myself, because I also have to pay attention to what I'm doing and how I'm living my life and the way I come at it, the way I perceive it. And I'm just another one of you guys who comes from humble beginnings and just trying to make a living doing what I love. That's it. That's all it is. So in terms of YouTube, whether you're a big YouTuber or a beginner YouTuber, doesn't matter what numbers you have. It doesn't. It doesn't matter what numbers you have. Sure, it'll cross your mind every now and then. That's gonna happen. But it's not always about that. It's about the content that you put on your channel that people are attracted to. If your numbers are gonna grow through that, then cool. You set. You good to go. That's all you need to worry about. Get people to like the stuff that you put out. Of course, there's gonna be people who don't. There's gonna be people out there who doesn't. That's on them. But for those of you who shows massive support to those channels, big or small, that's all we need within the YouTube community. That's it. That's all we need. That's all we could ever want. Instead of all the bullshit that comes with it, but yet the bullshit happens. Excuse my language for that. But we have to deal with it. We got to deal with it the best way we can. We could either choose to ignore it or simply come at the situation calm. Calm, cool, collected. Something. But that's pretty much how it's going down with YouTube and all of that. Um, Another thing that I also wanted to get into, Trump against the world. After all the heavy baggage that we gotta get from this dude, because he is ruining the country day by day by day by day as we know it. And it's annoying to know that he's in office right now, but it's a struggle, major struggle, that we got to deal with this. We got to deal with this. No matter how many times we say his name, no matter how many times we hear his name, we got to deal with it the best way we can. And that's all we can ever do in this world right now. That's all we could do right now. We just have to find the strength within ourselves not to lose ourselves. All because of that. As horrible as it is right now, as horrible as it is, we just gotta grow as a community to make things better. To actually have people listen and pay attention. Cause what's going on with Trump, y'all see the news, y'all hear about it. You know, do I really have to go into it right now? I mean, he's everywhere. Even before he was in office, he's everywhere. Controversy follows him wherever he goes. Y'all know the deal with him. I don't necessarily have to get into all of that. The only thing I could say about that is that screw it. You know, I'm just moving on from that. Regardless of him being in office right now, ruining this country day by day as we know it, we just have to come together as a country. That's it. That's all we got to do. We just have to come together the best way we know how. It's a matter of taking action. It's a matter of speaking up however we can. But it's always good to plan things out first. It's always good to plan things before you just leap into action. Because if you just leap into it, it could ruin you. And that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. The best thing you can do is just sit back, process this. Eventually you figure it out. Eventually we'll figure a way through all of this. All the mess that we have to pick up after a person who just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. Can't trust a damn thing he says. Just can't. It's horrible, but what can you do? And moving on from that, there is another thing that I wanted to get into. Real news against fake news. Another one of those controversies that has been thrown out there forever. The only thing I have to say towards that is trust the sources that you look up. But trust your instincts if you know that whatever you hear isn't real. Trust the sources that you look up, but trust your instincts if you know it doesn't sound real. And don't just do it on social media. Have conversations with people in person so that you can agree to disagree, or you can all agree on something as far as how the news is being represented, how we're gathering the information that we're getting each and every day. Simple as that. Talk to people. Not just text messages, not just social media, in person. A real conversation. If it's going to end up being a debate, then it's going to be a debate. But let it be a debate when you guys can respect one another's opinions. And everything would be fine. And so, to end this video, once again, thank you guys for being patient with me, sticking with me. This is Blue Flames the Poet, vlog number 10. I'm out.